All right, let's talk about Trump. Let's talk about Trump. By the way, we're still having the Sharp Edge News TV show later on in the evening. I think we're going to do that show at 4 p.m. with my uncle, High Chief Ola Tux Abitogun. So look out for that. All right, so Trump calls digital equity law racist. Is he right? There's a report that was actually going viral this morning. And I thought we should rub minds together and see what this man is talking about today now. It's like, Lord, have mercy upon us. Lord, have mercy upon us. All right. The Digital Equity Act tried to close the digital divide. Trump calls it racist and acts to end it. Okay, so anything that is named as equity it cannot be racist. Okay. Now we can dig in deeper and see if the activities are racist, but it cannot be racist. It's not designed to be racist. It's supposed to push against that. But I'm looking at this report here on Associated Press. Say one program distributes laptops in rural Iowa. Another helped people get back online after Hurricane Helene washed away waters and phones in western North Carolina. Programs in Oregon and rural Alabama teach older people, including some who have never touched a computer, how to navigate in an increasingly digital world. Again, this is some type of government agency, right, that has been shut down, or government program that has been shut down by what they call the Digital Equity Act. Okay, so this is the idea of making every human being equal just on the surface without thinking about it, right? That's what it sounds like to me, but let's keep going. Hold on, pardon me guys, just making sure I close too many windows here. It all came crashing down this month when President Donald Trump, on his own digital platform, Truth Social. How many of you have a profile on Truth Social, by the way? I don't. I will though, as soon as I have time for it. Truth Social, he announced his intention to end the Digital Equity Act. Okay, so he's actually trying to end the Digital Equity Act. It's a federal program, federal grant program meant to help bridge the digital divide. He branded it as racist and illegal and said it amounts to, and I quote, woke handouts based on race. Woke handouts. I also use the language woke sometimes. And this is where I got confused when I see confused people using the same language I use. That gets very, very confusing for me. And that's why I do these long form videos, because this is the only way I can break these things down. Because oftentimes we get locked up in these semantics and we're using the same terminologies, but it's still confusion. Anyway, he called it woke handouts based on race. He said it was an illegal $25 billion giveaway, though the program was actually funded with $2.75 billion. The name seemed innocuous enough when the program was approved by Congress. Remember, I was talking about the name, right? So I don't expect a Digital Equity Act to be racist, but Trump is saying it's racist. As you can imagine, he's probably saying, don't give people anything special because of this. That's racist. Well, it's not just this. It's the fact that everybody does not start from the same place, right? Everybody don't start from the same place. It's the same issues that I have with men always doing the whataboutism with women. You're a man. Are you trying to become a woman? Are you okay? Anyway. He said the name seemed innocuous enough when the program was approved by the Congress in 2021. $65 billion investment. All right, the broadband program itself was a key component of the $1 trillion infrastructure law pushed through by the administration of Democratic President Joe Biden. In fact, I don't know this for a fact. I have my feelings. Now I have my suspicions that some of the money that Elon Musk has been getting, he's putting the Starlinks in the skies so that the whole world can have access to the internet. Some of those money were probably funded by this type of programs to create equity for everybody in the world. Right? That's what governments are there for, to create equity for everybody in the world. That means you understand that not all humans are created equal or have equality in the name of whatever equality means to people from their perspective. There's ongoing studies on what it takes to actually achieve equity. It's the moving target too, right? But somebody's just going to come in and shut down the whole thing because they have an agenda, of course. The Digital Equity Act was intended to fill gaps and cover unmet needs that surfaced during the massive broadband rollout. It gave states and tribes flexibility to deliver high-speed internet access to families that could afford it, computers to kids who did not have them, that couldn't afford it, but to kids, also computers to kids who did not have them, telehealth access to older adults in rural areas, and training and job skills to veterans. You know, I had a gig in upstate New York once upon a time. I think I was lodged in a town. I forgot the name of the town now, but some very rural town. And then I had to drive 1 hour to actually get to the client site. And throughout the 1 hour, this is in New York State, in our New York State. Okay, I'm talking about 2017, 2008, 17, right? And throughout the drive through this single non-dualized road, this is in our New York State here, in our Yankee here, there's no signal on the road. I had to download podcast, download music. It's probably better now, but this was about 8 years ago. There was no signal on the road until I get into that town, and even in that town, the signal is, what I'm talking about is like 2-3 hours from here. You know, so for those of you that live in the city, you might not be able to relate to why they need this kind of things, right? Even in America. Now, why should they have this kind of things? Because they're supposed to be taking care of their citizens so that they can boost their economy, so that they can boost their competitive advantage against the rest of the world. That's ultimately why people do this kind of things, or government do this kind of things for their own constituency, right? But Trump is saying, no, forget that. We're going to leave you stuck in your pockets. That's what I'm reading this as, right? Or maybe he's just that ignorant. Do you think he's intentionally doing this, or he's just that ignorant? That's the question that I have for you, okay? Let me keep reading. Whether Trump has the legal authority to end the program remains unknown. But for now, the Republican administration can simply stop spending the money. Damn. Wow. I just felt, this is an quote, right? I just felt my heart for what we were I just felt my heart break for what we were finally in this country going to address, the digital divide, said Angela Cipher, Executive Director of the National Digital Inclusion Alliance, a non-profit that was awarded but has not received a $25.7 million grant to work with groups across the country to help provide access to technology. The digital divide is not just physical access to the internet, it is being able to use that to do what you need to do. It's basic infrastructure in 2025, basically. The word equity, while the name of the program likely got it targeted, yes, I agree 100%. They're saying the word got it targeted. I agree. That's what he's looking for. Anything that smells like equity and just shutting it down. That's just what it looks like. That's just what it looks like. Let me see here. The Trump administration has been aggressively scrubbing the government of programs that promote diversity, equity, or inclusion. Though Trump called it racist, the words race or racial appear just twice in the law's text. Once alongside color, religion, national origin, sex, gender identity, sexual orientation, age, or disability. It's insane, absolutely not, that Trump is blocking resources to help make sure kids in rural school districts can get hotspots or laptops, all because he doesn't like the word equity. Imagine if you have a president who just target a word, one word. Anyway, is it just ignorant or is it racist? That's the question that I have for you guys. Is it just racist or ignorant? Okay. Truth Social. Yes, truth social, exactly. So that's my question for you. If you think Trump is being racist, put a 1 in the chat. If you think it's just ignorant, put a 2 in the chat. If you think it's somewhere in between, put a 3 in the chat. This racist views all diversity, equity, language equals to black people. They forget it includes older people, disability, low income. Chidima, make una carry your cross. Now you're dragging us. You're dragging us. Stop. I was just wondering how educating older people on the use of computers, internet is racist. Like, make it make sense. Or helping those affected by natural disasters like what? I'm sure somebody will help me educate us in the comment later on. We're going to cover more and more like this. You're likely right, MOP. Musk got money for something similar for Canadians living in rural parts with limited internet access. Exactly. So, but now, because Trump has been, I think Musk, there's another story out there this morning of Musk stepping back from the Doge and politics, of course, because he's losing money, really. Anyway, this is a 1930s Germany timeline for USA. Could make sense. This is Northern Ontario too. What does that mean in context, Marriott? What does Northern Ontario means? This is what annoys me when people come to bash poor welfare recipients because they are entitled. No comment about the companies on welfare though. Yeah. Anyway, hit the like button, share, subscribe. What do you think about this? Is Trump being racist, or it's just an ignorant old? You can fill in the gaps. I'll leave it at that for you. Hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications so you're notified when we go live. I'll be right back.
Girl, it's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Me love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.